Hello and welcome to this lesson of the course, online course, Video Editing Technical Workflow. Today we have a class on VFX, Video FX, on NLE itself. I'm going to take the same video that I'm taking since beginning, and exactly this clip doesn't need any VFX on it, but I'll show you, I'll use the same scene to demonstrate what kind of effects your software has, what kind of effects you can create, what are built-in effects, what are extra effects, all those things we are going to discuss today. VFX is visual effects. So the history of visual effects go back to the film time. Used to draw, used to color on the film itself. So they used to color on the film itself, and whatever that those are drawn on the film, and whenever it was projected, we could see visual effects and everything. First thing are the built-in effects. When we come to effects, so first things are built-in effects. So let us come to this, and what are the built-in effects? The effects that are built inside the computer itself. So here we will go and check what are the effects, whatever changes we are doing to the image are called effects. And if we come to the timeline, whatever we are doing clips are called transitions. So effects and transitions both we will see, and then we will go to advanced level of VFX on NLE, that is keyframing. And also I will be showing you chroma also in this, how to remove green screen in chroma. Okay, so let us take this clip, and if you can see the button here, if I select it, right, it is selected, region is selected. I can squeeze this frame, I can expand this frame, you can see. Now if this is an effect, the built effects in the software. I can reduce scale, I can increase the scale, and I can change also. This is called transform. So if I want to see the whole screen, I will just do it 25%, and then I saw this, it back like whatever it was in previous. So to make it better, now this is, I did it manually, but if I had increased it and it has gone beyond the frame, you can see it has gone beyond. This is the frame. If you do fit, you will see it has gone beyond the frame, right? Let us go back to 25%, and I want to make it come back to the same position, but manually if I do, it might be a problem. It is not happening. You can see, like, how do I do it? And FCP is pretty intelligent. You can see it is creating lines. Like if you use Canva, you'll know, or any designing tool if you use. So these lines are for the symmetrical settings. So if I cannot do it, I will come to the inspector here and see that the transform button, these are all built-in effects. So I'll come to the scale, this is 102%, I'll just click it and I'll type 100%. Automatically it comes to the whole frame, 100%. So if you do 150, it will increase. If you do just 50, it will be like this. If you do 100, it will be fit. It will be the right. So this is one. This transform thing is. Here we can see one more thing is there. Like in the center, you can see a knob over here. Now this is available in all the softwares differently. This transform thing you will get in all the softwares. Okay. So if I hold this and I'm dragging, see what is happening. Right? It is rotating it. This is also a built-in effect. It is an effect that I can rotate the whole screen if I need. Now, while I was rotating it, you can see here it is changing. Here also, if I rotate it, this button, this rotation button, it will rotate. So if I come here and put 0 to it, so 0 rotation is the vertical thing and a final thing. So scaling and rotation, these are the first built-in effects that commonly and primarily used in video editing. More of scaling, because we need to scale, maybe we need to crop out, we need to see many things, and many a times during a smooth cut also, there are jump cuts where we manage it by scaling the other clip, and then we come back to the other clip, and the process becomes, the cut becomes smoother. Now if I have to select this clip, and then I have to select this region so that it is selected. If I do a drop down here and select crop, so now what will happen? So now it is now not scaling or doing anything, right? It is not doing anything. It is just cutting it. So what is crop? Cuts the image without scaling it, without rotating it, without doing anything to it. It just cuts the image, and you can see here is a crop thing where the trim part is selected, and whenever I'm doing this, you can see bottom, left, right, everything is happening over here, right? Let me change it to trim, from trim to crop, and then see what is happening. So I can see the other things, and if I do done, it is done, right? So difference between trim and crop, I want you to guess first, right? I'll go back to command. I'm doing command Z. Okay. Now here it is trim. Trim is selected. You can see, and I'm doing this, and I click done. So what happened? Whatever I have done, it remained like that, right? And let me just, I'm just experimenting. I will delete all those things. Let me just put up another clip and trim that part. Okay. The split screening that we call, right? It is done like this. Because here there is no clip, it will come now, right? Split screen. So we have, it is not very polished and finished. You can see the differences over here, but I wanted to show you, right? By cropping, by trim cropping, okay, by trim cropping, here you can see, by trim cropping, we have done this, okay. Let me come back to the original thing. Now when I do crop, now what is happening? This is crop I'm doing. I'll crop from here also. Okay, this much I need. And crop, I cannot go linear in crop. It is going in a fixed range. So this is crop. We can see all these things. And now when we do done, if we are cropping using the crop option, it makes it full screen. When we are using the trim option, it was not making it full screen, it was just trimming it. It was just cutting the other parts, trimming other parts. But when we use the crop option, it is cropping and it is displaying in the full image. Let us understand the concepts first. In any software, you can do it. Please do not bother about the software, Blackmagic Resolve, Premiere. If you bother about the software so much, you will not be a professional editor. And still, if you are worried about how to do that in Premiere, how to do that in FCP, how to do that in Blackmagic Resolve, it is not a very professional approach. You need to understand the concepts. That, okay, crop is a concept, trimming is a concept, color grading is a concept. And while doing that, you understand the concepts and you see how do we do that in FCP, how do we do that in Premiere, right? So we will be wasting our time if we just talk about how to do it in Premiere, how to do it in FCP, and how to do it in... Even here, I'm not showing how to do in FCP. I'm showing what are the concepts. I'm just using FCP. Yes, everything, we will be uploading keyframing here, but all these things are available, in all the softwares. Okay, please pay attention right now. If you pay attention, if you see this video twice at least, you will be able to do all these things in every software. Let me come back to the built-in effects. So it is a keyframe. I will come back to it later when I tell you about the keyframe part, right? So right now I am going here and I will be, when I click this, if you can see this button here at that corner, it makes it come back to the original position. All the crops and everything, they are gone. Okay, everything is 0, 0, 0, 0. Now, the third part here is called distortion. Now, this is a new addition of effects in non-linear editing systems. Before that, only After Effects, Motion, or compositing software used to have this. which it distorts the frame. You can see it is changing. It is distorting the frame here. So whenever you want to do this, you just make it the frame a little smaller so that you have the whole thing. And I am making it a little. So where you can use, what you can use it in a different scenarios. You can see I can do anything with it. This is called distortion, which is not only linearly cutting. In transformation, it was linear. Either we can go with the scales or we can do anything. But here, it is distortion, right? You can see here. You can see the values being changed, bottom right, whatever. I can do anything. So these are very useful. I will tell you my own experience how this distortion helped me. I was shooting, and very long ago, our team shot a corporate video in which we had to keep a section of a doctor speaking in a conference. Okay, we got that footage. I sent my team to shoot that footage. So what mistake they did, they shot, for example, you can see the camera is straight facing these characters. So what they did, because they were not able to put the camera in front of the doctor because it was an event, it was an offline event, and they couldn't put the camera directly on the face of the doctor. So they had camera like here. So camera was looking at the doctor from this angle. The camera was from this angle, if you can see. Okay. So from this angle, we had to use the doctor in the LMS, learning management system, where the doctor is straight and in the background points are coming. Whatever points he's speaking about, those points are coming. So background and all we figured out, but the angle of the doctor was from the left. So in order to arrange that, we used this distortion, and we fitted the doctor like this into the screen, and we distorted the image, and it looked like we have shot him from the front only. So we have seen built-in effects. These are the built-in, whatever effects are built in with the clip only. In the timeline only, I have not gone outside the timeline right now. I am working on the timeline only. So I can scale the image, I can rotate the image, I can scale just one angle, one part. I can scale down another part, right? So I can do anything with it. Let me reset from here. Okay. And we can crop it. Crop also, two types of cropping are there mostly, trimming and cropping. In trimming, we just cut out the part and then we can use the other part. And in cropping, when we crop, the whole, whatever we have selected becomes the full screen. Now let us see some of the effect that the software gives us, not the timeline. Okay, and we have seen distortion also in this. How do we distort it? So here in the timeline, when we come back to go to this area, let me click this area and see. So this is the effects palette. Effects palette demonstrates effects is always put on the clip, and transitions are put on between the two clips. This is the rule, first rule. So anything you can do, there are many options, many things that you can do. I will go to some of the things, like for example, this basics are there. So clip contrast, you can see what difference it will be. I have not applied over here. FCP shows the preview directly. You can apply and also check. See, if I select hard light, how it becomes. If I go to negative, it gives the negative effect. These are the visual effects, built-in effects. Time code is there. Time code, 1 second. Noise reduction. What is noise? It is processing still. The grains and the unclear things, those are called noise. If there are too much of pixels or grains on the video, if you are shooting low light, and there are grains in the video, that is called video noise. Okay, that is called video noise. Blurs, different types of blurs when you want to blur. So blurs are mostly used in videos when you want to put certain kind of text in front of the screen, and the scene is going on, and then you put the blur to put some text. Now some text can come over here, and then again you come back to the position. If you want to sharpen it, but don't depend on it. If the cameraman has screwed up and not taken a very sharp shot, this sharpen plugin is not going to help you. Radial blur, prism blur, zoom blur. You can see the zoom effect. Zoom. About color board we have already seen. I did saturation and exposure and other things. Black and white. You can, if I just put this effect on the clip, it will be black and white. This is called broadcast shift. This is so many people directly put this, and so that the channels, like I showed you, the waveforms is going up and down, that it will manage that. And for TV, it is recommended that you use this broadcast safe effect. Color curves. Let us put color curves and see. Color curves I haven't shown you, but it is also very interesting. So color curves are logarithmic colors where we can get key nodes and see it is changing. It is also an effect, right? This is also available in all the software. So by using color curve, I made it more cinematic. So before color curve, after color curve. It depends on you if you like this or like that, or whatever your story demands. According to that, you can use. The color curve is also an effect. Color wheels we have seen in the morning, in the last part. Colorize is here, right? HDR tools. All these are color tools here. Color effects. Sepia. It's giving a tint to it. There are some presets. This is especially for FCP. These effects, some of the effects might change. Some of the presets might change from FCP to Premiere Pro. But the major built-in effects are same, and the major effects are same. You can see what is happening. Comic looks. Distortion, this is used for corporate films just to give an effect. Crop and feather, droplet effect, flipped. This is a very interesting effect which I have used much. There are many things, many shoots where we jump line of axis. Who are in production, who are shooting, they understand this line of axis, and this is an aesthetic challenge of editing, crossing the line of axis. So if the line of axis is a problem, we used to flip. From here, it was here, and if we use the flip, it just flips. The character comes from here to there. Funhouse is not showing anything. You can see glass block, heat. So every effect will have some kind of this is a mirror effect. So without going to crop and making copy of the footage and making in a timeline and something, you can just use the mirror effect. Mirror effect is also available in all the softwares. Insect eye. Insect is looking at, when the insect is looking at the characters. Tinted squares. I have never used this effect. I don't know how to use. You might think creatively. See, these are the just technical things. Now your creativity and the footage that you have will result in a good point for the audience. Trail, it is just giving a blurry effect. Underwater, a feeling of underwater. So you have shot something and you want to show it that it is underwater, you just put this effect. Water pane, yes, you are watching from a car or from a screen, but this is not working because no character will be in front of the water pane so close to it. If the characters are far away, then this works. I'll come to this keying part and other things. Text effects. I'll come to the keying part. I have taken a footage also. I've brought a green screen footage also. You can see and make you understand how the keying is done. Before that, we will go to the transitions. Okay, let me come to the audio filters also, audio things also. As I was talking about the filters, so see, this is how the audio filters are, right? So all these filters, whenever I use this, I have to drop on the audio. So you can see a large room. If I do a large room over here, it will change and it will sound like the thing has been done in the large room. EQ, you have seen this EQ thing we have done. So I just drop this EQ here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, EQ is here. And I click this. See, this is the EQ I was talking about on the class. So if you do this, this is the low cut. If you do this, this is the high cut. And if we have increased the human voice over here. So this is the EQ, graphic EQ that we can see. So all these effects, the filters are also here. So in the effects panel in Premiere, FCP or any other professional software, you will have a dedicated panel of effects panel where you can use all the effects. And whenever using effects, you have to put the effect on the clip. You have to go and remove low frequencies. You have to put it on the clip, right? You cannot put in between the clips. But when we come to transitions, so suppose this is there. So you can see all the transitions also. So when we come to transitions are done between the clips. Let me take this 360-degree push, and I've just put it between the clips. You can see what is happening. So first thing is you render it. It is rendering automatically. FCP renders it automatically. One kind of effect. So I delete it and I'll just show any random effects to you. Whatever we put. Right? Effects. Transitions. Transitions means we are transitioning from one shot to another shot. Now, the most common transition is dissolve. We all know this, right? Dissolve. What dissolve does, it is basically fade. Fade means from black to image is called fade in, and from image to black is called fade out. So when the first clip is fading out, see, fading out, right? The first image is fading out, that is from image to black it is going, and the second image is fading in from black to image, and we put that together. That is basically and a dissolve. Right? Now this is a very slow dissolve. We can just reduce the duration of the dissolve like this. Right? We can change the location of the dissolve also, but we do not have much clip length over here. What it is doing, you see. Whatever clip we have, if we increase it also, this clip is long enough, we know. So it is taking extra clips from here. Whatever cut we had, okay, I'll show you from the beginning. This is the cut we had, right? So here if we put in transition, so what it does, it takes some of the frames which were not there in that cut, some of the frames, and it takes some of the frames for this clip also which were not there here. And that enables us to put the dissolve. More slow. So it is taking some of the clips from the cut which we did not have. And this is how a dissolve is created. So if I double click it or just select it, here you can see in inspector, there are different looks. So let us select the film look, the film dissolve. Let us see the bright part, right? Little bit of bright dissolve. There are different options. This is the video dissolve, right? Ease amount, how ease it will be, how smooth will be, right? Smooth. S curve. Suppose we do it linear. Fade in. This is fading in. That is fading out. Suppose we do it linear both ones. Not much of a difference. Oh, sorry. This is audio. Audio. We are not doing audio here. Same thing happens in the audio also. You have to put into the between two clips, and it will be, you will see the transition out there. Let us see some more transitions. Let us come to movement. Here, one of the transition for corporate, see in filmmaking, in narrative films, in fiction filmmaking, you do not use much transitions, very few transitions, and whatever transitions are there, we use J cut and L cut, and we use the fastest transition. This is a philosophy of film editors, that they say that the fastest transition is the cut, simple cut. So transition means from going one clip to another clip, and cut is the fastest transition. Whatever transition we put is going to increase the time. Okay. So transitions are mostly used, these kind of transitions are mostly used for corporate videos and videos in general. In filmmaking, there are very few transitions that we use, but yes, these transitions can be used in the film also, and people use in the film also for different places. Now, if you see Guy Ritchie films, they are full of these kind of transitions, right? Very creatively used. For corporate films, some of the transitions that I have used. Now there is a flip side, there is a dark side to this, using this transition in templates. For example, this template if I use here, right? So it is very good for finishing one chapter quickly. If it is a short video, 3-minute video, and you have 2-3 sections where you show the board chairman, and then you show the factory, and then you show the product or whatever in the corporate film. So one chapter is finishing, and another chapter begins, like this. So this is very good for that. But now the backside, the dark side is that I use it, and as an editor, I know that this is a FCP template. There might be some templates in Premiere also, and people will know. Once it becomes more and more popular, people will know, okay, this is done in FCP, right? So this is just the flip side, but it is not that much of an impediment, because only filmmakers will know, only the editors will know, and the moment it becomes more and more common, then you should not use it. You should refrain to use it, right? So always go for the effects. If you are just using for the visual enhancement, always go for the effects which are lesser used. But first thing you need to see whether it is going with your story or not. Like I said, the chapter. If a chapter is getting finished, so you are using this. Let us see how this reflectivity you can see here. Check if I'm changing the reflectivity. I can just switch it off, the whole reflections. There's no reflections, and like cut, or I can just have a full reflection. This particular effect I will just reset it. Direction from left, from right, it can be changed, right? The flip side. So I'm using backspace to delete it. If you have Premiere, you can just use delete to delete it. One more that I use over here is, see, you can also search in FCP, and in Premiere also you can search. If you are not finding the, so I'm searching cube. Cube has come, and if I put the cube over here to see what is the transition. So this is very slow, but have a look at this. I'm reducing it. And if I put a sound whoop effect, right, it looks pretty cool, right? Transitions are in filmmaking, in fiction narrative films, mostly used. We will be talking in the next week, we will be talking about fiction editing, music video editing, corporate video editing, different types of editing. So it is used it is not very much, the effects transition are not very much used, but yes, we can use it. Mostly in the filmmaking, it is used for next chapter or next phase of life of the character and things like that. Let me increase just to understand. This is the cube. Now this cube, I can do anything with it. I can change the spin direction. Okay. So many things I can do. Outside, let us see inside view. Right? So inside and outside is just the cube is now we are getting inside the cube. And it went outside, now we are the outside the cube. This also transition also is there is in Premiere. I doubt it is not in the Premiere. So this is the transition. There are many transition wipes and all. Like we all know what are wipes. It wipes the image. It wipes down like this, right? You can see. And we can do anything with it. Right slant. Let me give a flash also. The flash is not looking good. So built-in effects are there in the timeline itself. Then added clip effects. Clip effects are here. This box, if we go, these are the clip effects. Okay, these different kind of effects which are put on the clip. And then there are transitions. Transitions are from one clip to another clip. When we want to go from one clip to another clip, that is a transition. Now we will come to generators. So this is also available in all the software generators, where we will generate some clip in the software itself. All these things are taken from the camera. We have imported it from the camera or the hard disk. Now the software can also generate some clips. If we go here, these are all titles and all. Tomorrow we will be talking about titles. So come to the generators. So there are different kinds of generators. Clouds. Let me just reduce it a little. I don't want this long clip. And I will render. So you can see it is rendering over here. Rendering means it is presenting it, it is preparing for the smooth playback. It is a generator, so it is a heavy file. Let me show you chroma also in the same. So generator generates solids when we need. Suppose we have to, solids are the things which can be taken and done whatever we want to do with it. These are solids we can just put here, and I will just distort it. Okay. And it is looking like as if there is a patch on the wall. Okay. And so these are called generators. So whatever you can do with it, and you can just put here whatever you want to put. File, this is one way, or another way directly I can just go to the file, whatever file we have, logos. So I'll just have PNG logo and bring it here. Sorry. Okay. So I'll just first transform this. I'll put it here. And now I will make it as if it is pasted over here only. Okay. This needs more time to fine tune it. I should zoom into this, but I'm just showing you. And I need to keep, because the camera is also shaking. just to show you what can be done with this generators, right? This needs more time to get a finished look, and we can get the finished look. But this is the way you can do anything. You can do so many things with different kind of. So I've used generators. I used the built-in effect, and then I put. You can see the workflow. You can see the structure of the cut that I have used over here. Okay, generators. So this is also a generator. These clouds that I have selected. Now let me show you the keyframing of the part. I have pressed V, and this generator is gone now. Okay, V display V, it is off. So I've switched off this, and I'll go to keying, chroma keying. Okay, there's two, keyer and luma keyer. Two things are there. So I'll just put it, and you see the green screen is vanished. So if this was a very good shot. So all the green screen is looking very flat, very well lit. Suppose it is not well lit and there are some folds in the cloth, green screen cloth. Then we have to use these refined keys, right? Color selection and mattes and everything. And just I have just put it over here, and it removed the background, chroma key here. Okay. And now this is, I have switched on it. This is what is chroma is about. So this is a generator. This clouds are the generators. You can see the cloud also. It is not rendered yet. It is a heavy file. You can see there is a zoom in effect. Let me just render it. Playback, right? In chroma, people think that it is a very difficult thing to do chroma and all, how we will do it, and it is a very complicated effect. Yes, if it is not shot properly. Chroma is more about the camera work than the editing. In editing, you saw I just put this, I just selected this effect, and just I have put on this, and it removed the green screen altogether. So, but if the chroma was not good, then I had to use all these effects, and I had to increase, decrease, and these are pretty much like it depends on the filter to filter and footage to footage. How do you use those things? Editing is easier. Chroma is easier in edit. You just have to put an effect, and if it is well lit, if the green screen is well lit, the light is proper and uniform, and there is no fold. So whenever you shoot, suppose any of you are in shooting, whenever you are instructing the cameraman or the cameraman is shooting, make sure the green cloth is stretched properly. There should be no folds in the green pole. If it is stretched and it is even lighting, we need even lighting, and we need the proper stretch, and just we will put the chroma, and it will remove the green screen, and we need something below the clip so that we have a background. Okay, let me come back to this film again. Now, generators. Yeah, similarly, there are other generators also. Sorry, other kinds of generator, whatever you can put. So these are the generators, metal generator, or there are many. It is the clip itself is generating. Now, all the softwares have different things. So if you are editing on, suppose you are editing on Premiere, and you want this effect, which is not, suppose, I don't know, this kind of grunge broken wall you want, which is not there in the Premiere. So nothing, you just put it in the timeline here like this, you just put it in the timeline like this, and you give an output, you give an export, and then put it in Premiere. Okay, so why don't I have in here, so all the companies are different, so some things are different, and all the some effects are different. These generators can be easily shifted. This blocks, the solids are there in the all software equally, right? So you can see anything we can do. We can put these generators, and it depends on you. Now we will be coming to the last part of this visual effects, which editors do. That is called keyframing. Now keyframing is also, let me just switch off all these things. Keyframing is also a timeline effect. We can work on the timeline itself to keyframe. Let me take a longer clip. So see, this is the clip. Okay, and now I will keyframe it and I will animate the clip a little bit. Okay, so this clip. So if I don't want to show the whole thing, I want to show his expressions because he's sad. He's coming out of the publisher office and he's sad. I want to focus on his face. I'll come to the beginning of the clip. Okay. Let me just trim it from where he is coming. Beginning of the clip, I'll come here. I'll go to transform. I'll scale it. And I'll just adjust. I know I'm losing the quality, but I'm just showing you a thing. Okay. Suppose I do this. And then here you can see the keys. These are the keys. Okay. If I click this, the software will remember, the timeline will remember that I have done this setting at this point of time. Now let me come here. He's coming. Now he goes out of frame. Here I want to change, right? So I'll do nothing. I'll just come here. Okay, I have just scaled it and I have put keyframe in the scaling. Also I have moved it a little bit, so I'll keyframe the position also. Right? The whole clip has become scaled, you can see. And the position is also fixed. The whole frame, we have the keyframes. Now what we will do, that here, when he's coming here, so we will again put frames here, and then we bring back to the last clip where we release it, where we release everything. Okay. Now see the effect. Sorry. So here we are, and let me just scale it to this guy. I've added keys. You can see I've added keys. So I come to this part here. Here we can see him. Again, I will add keys here. And from here to end, I will no, it is not happening. I have to put keyframes again here. Okay, here. And now let me come to the end part. No. Okay. You can see this. I will do it again. I'll play it again. So what I did, I keyframed. I changed the X and Y. X and Y is this. Okay, I changed the X and Y. I changed the scale and made it remember. See that I have done this at this point of the clip. Here you can see in the timeline at this point of the clip. Then I came here and I again put a keyframe and I released it. I released, in the sense I made it look natural, whatever it was in the beginning. So keyframing, what it is doing, it is animating it. You can see the zoom out, and you can see here how keyframes are reacting, and the position is also coming back to normal, and the scale is also coming back to normal, right? In the original shot, it was not there. This is the original shot, right? This is the original shot. And this is what we did. We have shown him. Yeah, we cannot do this. We cannot keep this because the quality is not looking very good and his expressions are not that visual. But yet, still, this is a better treatment than the before. So this is called keyframing. This is available in all the softwares and it operates in the same manner. Okay, it operates in the same manner. You have to come to a point. For example, I'll show again. You come to a point here, and let me select this clip. So this is normal, this is normal, this is normal. You come to the point from here, this middle part of the clip to the end, you want to zoom in, right? You want to focus on the face of this character. So come here and go to transform and just put keyframes. Okay, these yellow buttons are showing that I have put keyframes over here. And then I will bring my cursor to the point where I want the animation to happen, and I'll change the scale. Also, I will change the positions. See, I can change the positions also. You can see this arrow button is showing me the keys, right? Let us render it for the smooth effect. You can see the rendering happening here, background rendering happening here. Right? It was not a camera effect. This effect I made it here in the timeline, in the computer. This is called keyframing. This keyframing thing we will show you. We will upload a video on about after Adobe Premiere also. This keyframing part. Now what I'll do, I'll just go and I'll make a new compound clip of the same thing, of the compound clip of the same image. Okay, and then put the letterbox or adjustment layers, whatever you have. In Adobe Premiere, it is called nesting. Nesting or compound clipping are things where you, suppose I take these 3 clips and I right click and I make a new compound clip. So this will behave like a single clip. If I double click it, I can see all the clips over here in the inside. It is called nesting in Premiere Pro. Okay. So now I have made a compound clip. On that clip, I will put the letterbox. I'll remove this letterbox and I'll put letterbox. Right? Now see. Now the aspect ratio of the thing is not changing, and now you are looking at it properly. Right? By making the nested clip. So now the clip is behaving like a single clip. All the clips are. So whatever keyframes and all you have, then you can put over here also. So let me just remove all the letterboxes. Right, all the letterboxes I have removed. Okay. Now I'll put the letterbox in this. Yeah, it came. Right. Now this shaking is happening because of the camera thing, we can manage this also. But the thing is that we can manage it. by making compound clip or nested clips. We can have this keyframe effects also. So keyframing comes before letterboxing. So keyframing comes before letterboxing or CinemaScope. That is a rule, and because of this problem, right, it changes the aspect ratio. Now it is coming proper, and there is no problem of shapes over here also. Okay, people, this is it. This was our VFX on nonlinear editing systems. So we have seen built-in effects here in the timeline. We can scale the clip, we can rotate the clip, we can transform the clip by distorting it. We can show you an example of distortion over here. This is a distortion. The clip is not like that. If you see, the clip is flat, but we have distorted. We have seen crop, the trimming of the crop, and cropping crop we have seen. We use this letterbox primarily to understand at what aspect ratio we are editing. We do not edit on aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is needed. This letterbox is used for the final output, like how we want to show it. How do we want to show it? Show the aspect ratio. This letterbox is used not to understand anything. This letterbox is used to give a cinematic look to the aspect ratio. Suppose you are shooting Jurassic Park. So you cannot have aspect ratio like this. This aspect ratio of 16:9 is if you see Jurassic Park, it is 1.85. This kind of aspect ratio, because you need to show the tall dinosaurs in the same frame, right? So this aspect ratio won't work in Jurassic Park. It depends on your project. This is a very good aspect ratio for thriller films, right? This one, more tighter, compact things, tight frame. For thrillers, action-packed films, this letterbox is good for that. So letterbox we are using to give a cinematic look. To know, we have to know what our content is. How do we present that content? The letterbox is called in FCP. It is called adjustment layer. It is called CinemaScope, or it is, technically speaking, it is just crop. It is just cropping. We are using this plugin, which makes it quicker, but I can just make it by cropping also. I'll show you one. Right, this. Let me remove letterbox from this, and I'll just come to the crop and trim part. Only problem in this is I might not do it perfectly like this letterbox plugin is doing. Otherwise, it is the same thing. Okay, it gives the cinematic look, nothing else. We use the letterbox to manipulate, or technically speaking, modulate or editing. Manipulate, modulate, edit the aspect ratio of the footage. Then in the after watching built-in, I was just concluding the lecture. After watching built-in effects, we went to this effect panel, effect and transition panel. We have seen how to apply effects, how to apply transitions. Then we have seen generators. We know what we can do with the generators. We have seen number of effects and transitions, some generators also. We saw how to do chroma, and finally keyframing. Okay, these are the special effects, VFX, that can be done right here in the editing software. We don't need to go to After Effects or any other software. Okay, now your creativity and the requirement will tell us what and how to use it. Thank you for attending this lecture.